There we go. Alright, welcome to the TheRiaya and another morning with Blender. This morning I'm going to be working on actual ears for a character. Last time did the loops for making the eye socket such, and you can see I added some changes around. I added a loop cut around here and I attached it to the eye loop cuts as well. I believe I also did one right here as well, so I can attach that also to the eye loop cuts, so it all gets more conformed together and such. And it's a base eyebrows, it's whatnot, just for the time being, the eyebrows and, you know, anime-ish eyelashes and things. I still have other things I need to work on, like, for instance, if I, just zoom in real quick and I take a look around here, I gotta work on the inside where, how the eye comes up and such and touches around, because you can see it through the, eyelid. But that'll be done, oh, what are you doing? What did you just undo? Those are the loop cuts I selected. Come on. Hey, Noomba, what's going on? Alright, there we go. Back to where it was. Okay. Where are we gonna start? Because it's supposed to be the ears, so I think I'm gonna be grabbing 4 sections, but before doing that, I'm going to be adding another loop cut. That's going to be here on the side of the face. You see there's a large section here. It can be added, and just add it quickly and just hit escape, and that'll put that together nicely there. Those 4. I was testing it just to verify earlier that I could do this, but my brain just like goes dead as soon as I start streaming, I swear. So, the side of the face, basically, you know, if you hit 3 and 5, it's not quite the middle section of the actual face. It's more towards the front itself. I mean, if you want to change it around, that's up to you, of course, for any character they specifically. This is just going over basics on making actual ears for the character. Oh, that looks so funky. Doing that. Yeah, right. It's just because of all the talking and everything you gotta do along with it and such. It's just like suddenly you gotta do all that and just not focus on just doing the primary stream itself. So that's always enjoyable. You think you got everything like situated and set down, and you sit in front of the camera, and suddenly everything leaves your mind. As you see, I started with that as I made a duplicate, so I'll do that again. Shift D, make a duplicate, hit enter, and just drag it on out. We're going to eventually delete these 4 faces and put it all together, but just for side reference for the time being, while you're modifying for the ears and such, you could just pull this out, then not have to worry about messing with the main face mesh, head mesh itself while you do it. So, extrude, pull it out. We're going to get some base formation here. That's going to look a little, of course, funky and weird. That doesn't look like any regular ear, of course not. Nothing's that simple. Like, can you imagine you just pull that out and they had an actual tool, somebody made an add-on, it's like ear. I don't have Maya, so I wouldn't know how to do anything on that. In fact, the most things I've ever really checked on other than doing Blender stuff is I can't say I really messed with it. I've downloaded and I've tried using Unity engine, but I didn't really get into learning it. Only other than this, really, I use Sculptress. But the loop cuts in there are painful after you re-import to like Blender. Okay. Now what did I do before? Extrude it here, made that smaller. Pull that up because that's gonna lead towards the inside of the ear canal. And this I'm going to pull down. Now that looks funky, so you're going to rotate after that, extrude and pull down with R and Y. I'm doing it the right way, I'm doing it the wrong way. I'm gonna pull that out slightly. Extrude one more time in here. That's going to be pulled. Ah, whoops. I forgot something. I forgot to delete the back faces. So these 4 back faces here, you're going to delete. Because that's the opening for the actual ear. You grab these. Pull in. That's the beginning of the inside of the ear. And one more extrude here that we're going to pull out. Rotate this on Z. That's going to be pulled on back. Again, this is just going to be a very basics on an ear. You can, of course, modify to however you're liking and such to form it exactly as you wish for an ear. Obviously, this is all going to be modified for what I do with my actual character when it's done. Also, Noomba, I'm still quite a noob at this. This is just basic stuff that I've learned over like the say past year or so with another character I was designing and things, so I'll take any advice. Really? It's odd. I actually was able to make, I mean, Sculptress is actually very, very picky when it comes to imports and such, and I was able to make a whole body mesh, including what I'm doing here with the whole face, and I had no problems pulling it into there. I'm not sure if it would have issues with other programs or whatnot, but I know some of them, they could be really, really picky. I mean, if anything else, you could just, you know, make the basic design in here. Then again, you know, just like I do with Sculptress, is imported into there. We need another loop cut, so you're gonna have to add a loop cut here. This is the inside of the ear. We're eventually going to make that smaller when it's attached to the face. Hey, Scott Owens. Thanks for coming and joining on in the stream. Okay. Oh, God. And make that smaller in general. We're just gonna basically try to form this in towards more like an actual ear. This is gonna be just a primary, you know, animated type ear and such. It's not gonna be overly fancy and detailed. I've done those, can do those too, but I'd say Blender is an excellent tool to work with. This is actually something I really do love using. You know, there's so many tools out there now that are free to use, and they're actually quite amazing. I mean, I've started messing a little with Eevee for Blender 2.8. It's still got polishing to do, obviously. I mean, I'm not even sure if they're going to release it this year, but it's just wonderful that you're going to be able to do like these animation things on the fly in real time, and you don't have to worry about messing around with the cycles where it takes time to bake, put everything. Like, I'm sure you're gonna still bake it right now. Actually, cloth and stuff doesn't even work in Eevee. That's how, you know, early it is in their development cycle. I'm gonna rotate this out so. Now that looks a little funky, obviously, when I did then pull that out. So for a basic, yeah, this actually isn't bad. We're gonna attach this to the face now, and we'll modify that later. So you're gonna select the 4 faces where you duplicated. Hit X, delete those faces. Select the ear, hold down Control, and make sure you grab it all, and pull that in. Now we're gonna have to grab this whole section here, Alt right click to do that loop select, because I should get that nice little loop select there, and we're gonna delete those faces as well. And here's the fun part, of course, always is attaching things together. So grab that, face it, Grab these three, face it. I mean, if you didn't pull the ear away, duplicate like I did, obviously you should be able to skip this part. But as I said, it's just for basic consignment and make sure you can easily go back to the primary if you gotta pull out again if you did some massive mess up or you feel like you did. I'm actually gonna pull the loop down here out a little bit. There we go. Made it a little easier for the grab. Oh, I might have just crashed the program. No, I didn't. Oh god, thank goodness. I'm gonna save real quick. If my program crashes, it's not intentional. I just realized I forgot to switch it from GPU compute to CPU. The first time I tried streaming this with GPU compute on, it didn't like that since of the high quality recordings using the shadow play features on the graphics card. It was just like, no. Alright, just Alt, select that, and F to face it. And there's basically, as you can see, it's a little high on the head. Obviously, it's, in the end, it's going to be whatever you want specifically. So, let's select, here. Gonna make sure we grab all of that. Get rid of that section. And rotate the ear some more, maybe. I'm gonna have to pull here out also so that it meshes better with blending in with the ear itself. If you really want to get it, I mean, it might look a little ugly. You could actually dissolve that in, if you feel like it, try dissolving the entire edge loop here. There you go. Yeah, but that looks too funky. So if you select those two and just dissolve those, you see it actually pushes directly into the ear properly. I mean, it might look a little funny though when you import it, but actually I'm gonna set this ear up as its own group, so I'll be able to just select it whenever. So it's all grabbed together again. Remove that. Mess with that. This is actually going to be coming in more together for the ear itself, and then it's not going to be quite as far out because that's a little too far out, I feel, for the character. Looks funny as hell though. New group. Where is it? Here. So there's the ear. Group is Control G, and then you could usually modify the names right in here, but I didn't have it open, so it didn't let me. So you just go over here to the vertex groups under data, and you just change the vertex group name. And that way you could easily select it whenever you want to. You're still a little too rotated, so I rotated it out a little too much, I feel. But you know, the basic ear part obviously is already done, as you can see here. Give me a second. Actually, surprisingly, this is the quickest one I did. It took me, what, 10 minutes maybe to form this out, or mesh it out. Other than just basic modifications that you might personally want to do, or, again, as I said, if you want to make it more realistic, then that's all up to you. In the end, this is just a cartoony type base ear that I'm doing for my character. The next stuff that's going to start being done once I'm done with this specifically, I want to do that entire loop cut because I'm going to be moving the ear down a little. And the ear itself, still to the whole face and everything, feels a little small, so select just the ear itself and make it larger. I'm gonna have to Pull back. This whole section here is a little too big too. I'm gonna have to actually pull that in personally for my character. I don't know. You think the ear looks too big? It's just kind of like this Dumbo vibe feeling with the character right now. That's smaller. It's aimed out a little too much also, and pull that in. I'm gonna need to rotate on the Y a little. The bottom of the ear is kind of parallel with the eye, so you don't think it looks too big? Alright. It's because my character doesn't have hair to go along with it, so to me she looks kind of funky. Oh. I guess this actually covers the base face now, doesn't it? I got the... Oh. Not actually quite yet. Oh. Do you mean in general, or do you mean Blender stuff? Because if you mean Blender stuff, and honestly... I really want to learn how to do, working on the animations and stuff for character faces and whatnot. There's a whole big, huge project I want to work on. And, I need to learn this stuff, and part of it, I guess, while streaming it, I could just kind of relax and go with the flow while, doing it. And, get myself moving to get it done. Like, sometimes if I just sit there and I'm just trying to just mash it out and not talk, if I'm not distracted with what I'm doing, a lot of times, honestly, with, I let my, breathing issues and things get in my way. And, if I do this, it's distracting. Yes, I might make me more exhausted in the long run, but it gets my butt moving. Actually, I'm gonna... save. I should have saved this before I started it, but I didn't. So I'm actually gonna put a 4 ears. I might delete the ears and define and rebase all that stuff back together, but probably not. I need to add a 5 here because I need to start working on the mouth next. It's been 26 minutes. The mouth. My original one I made for a character. Let me get it to bring her up. Crap. Come on. Right click, does it have it here? It does. Still opens in the wrong spot. Alright, I'm gonna open up another Blender file and show you the other character I had designed. Let's see. This is the one I posted on Gaming Tribe, the other one. Alright. Yeah, I'll see you around. Hope you have a good day. Was it this one here? I'll see in a second if I'm right or wrong. Yeah, this is mainly the character. But for my other character I made for here, if you like... look inside her face. I kind of messed up with the teeth. Oh, this is even before I set up, you know, how the teeth and everything with the tongue. This is what I need to work on better. The whole teeth should not be going around in a whole loop cuts and everything. But I guess that would be covered for next time. Uh, I'm gonna take a 5-minute break. My hands and things are going a little numb. So, let me add, I think it's under text, the BRB. Yeah, it is. There it is. Alright, I'll be right back, and, maybe start some gaming and whatnot. Or maybe I'll continue on and I'll just do the, start doing the mouth.